What is up, Nashville Fit Fam? It is Terry, and this is the NFM Podcast coming to you from the Game Day Men's Health Studio, and I am not your normal host. I know. I need you to mitigate your disappointment. I'm here with Jen Spice.
Woo!
Jen,
hey.
say
hi. Can we woo?
Yeah,
is that good?
You could be a woo girl.
Trent jumps back there like, what?
Keep it down.
Why is she screaming?
Jen and I are here today filling in for Sav and Jarrell on the special edition, and we'll get to why in a second. We're not going to show you who's our guest, our special guest. Yeah. Before we do that, Jen, how the heck are you?
I'm doing good. It's been a day.
Yeah?
Running around, got my workout in.
I feel like it's been a month.
Yeah, a month. Yeah, well, hockey started.
Hockey started, but we're also doing the fit crawl.
The fit crawl has been part of this.
Everywhere.
An event multiple times a day going on with the fit crawl. We're going to be wrapping it up here shortly. We have another week left. We have some big ones to attend, like Burn Boot Camp East.
Yeah.
We will be there on the 26th. Or no, I'm sorry, the 29th. And then also Barry's Boot Camp on Monday, whatever that date is. I can't think of it off the top of my head now. Don't confuse everyone if I do that. Yeah, and then we'll have a wrap party to finish it out, and then we can all sit back and relax maybe for a hot second.
It's doubtful.
Yeah.
It's doubtful. It feels like we've done more events in October than we've done the entire year.
Yes.
With this fit crawl. So we hope you all had a chance to attend. And if you're listening to this and you haven't, there's still time. So get out there and donate and work out for a good cause.
Yeah.
You got some updates for us from Nashville Fit?
Yeah, so we're going to be closing our nominations for the best of 2024. That's going to close there on the 23rd. So get those nominations in right now. Do it tonight.
Listen, you don't do this very often, so I got to tell you.
Yes.
That's tomorrow.
I know,
this
see?
This podcast will be coming out on Monday. So.
Oh, nope, forget it. They're done.
Go back. So if you're listening to this podcast, you need to go vote.
See?
Because nominations
now
are
go
done.
vote. You've been nominated. Vote. Vote for the best of.
There it is.
Hashtag go vote, right?
This is actually a more fun vote.
But at the end of voting, when you vote for your fave, we are going to be having a party on January 11th at Porsche Nashville, who is one of our big sponsors here for the best of. And we hope you come out wearing your best dressed suit and ball gown.
Oh, boy.
Maybe a little cocktail attire.
No pressure.
Yes, no pressure at all, because NFM is turning 10.
That's right. Turning 10 next year. And we're a giant award ceremony. So fun fact is you will not know who won until you come to that ceremony.
Yes.
We're keeping it super secret. So
top secret.
That's a lot different than how we've done it. So I'm excited about that.
Yes.
We do have another announcement to Ambassador Program is going to be, if you're listening to this, the Ambassador Program is live.
Yes.
If you would like to be an ambassador, you need to head over to the website or find the link in the profile of the Instagram and fill out the application. There are prerequisites. Not everybody who fills out that form will get in, but we invite you to apply.
Yeah, please do apply. We're super excited about this and bringing the community together and also promoting some of our sponsors. Yeah.
Well,
around
good
town.
segue, by the way. This
right?
podcast is brought to you by Dr. Sleep Fix from our good buddy, Dr. Bijoy John, in the book Nobody's Sleeping. So
get some sleep, folks.
This book, and along with these other two books, we're going to give away. So all you got to do is comment on this YouTube, on the YouTube podcast version, and we'll pick from those comments, and we'll send you these 3 books.
The book that'll put you to sleep.
That'd be a great review. Love the book, but it put me right to sleep.
Right.
That was brilliant. And
that's all I'm good for right there. That's it. You got it.
So I'm so nervous about the podcast. Nailing it.
Hey, I got big shoes to fill with Sav and Jarrell. Come on.
It is a lot of pressure on us.
Yeah.
No, so we want to get into things. I do have another special announcement. We'll do that at the end. Don't let me forget.
Okay.
These are famous last words. So without further ado, would you like to introduce our guest?
Yes, I would. This is one of not only my best friend, but my son's best friend's mother, Aspen Luzier. So sweet. But also known as Happy Little Mother.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Aspen, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And before we say anything about anything, it's time to break the ice.
Okay.
So we have our infamous basket of debate, which has made its rounds throughout the town, and it's actually it's TV famous, so that's cool. What you're going to do is you're going to grab a debatable topic out of here,
Okay.
and we're going to read it together, and we're going to playfully argue with one another, or maybe not. Maybe we agree on everything.
Maybe we all agree.
I don't know.
I'm devil's advocate, so we'll
All
see.
I can tell you is that this is brought to you by the good folks over at Provita Gym in Germantown.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, should I read it?
Well, I think we're going to make you read it first.
Yep.
Okay.
You're
Guess
up.
goes first.
Crop tops, dying trend. We're here to stay. Okay. Can Jen stand up, please?
I think we're wearing one.
I think when they make it to Target, they're here to stay.
Here to stay.
Here to
Come
stay.
on. We just brought crops into the line.
All the
Happy
crops.
Little Mother line.
Yes.
And yeah.
I think
Crop
we were
tops,
sitting
here
in
to
the
stay.
kitchen and you cut one, or I had a cut shirt on. I can't remember. And then we were like, we had to order the tool on Amazon.
I ordered the tool. Listen, I'm cropping my own now.
Yes.
The tool's so much
Wait,
better
so
than
your
scissors.
your clothes are handmade? That's what I heard. That's
I
what
mean,
I mean,
to a
guess.
degree.
Yeah.
to a degree.
Right.
But the
Love it.
tool works amazing. Much
Here to
better.
stay.
Yeah,
Here to stay.
Here to stay.
Yep.
I have no vote on this. I feel weird when I see a dude in a crop top, but I'm just gonna leave that there. It has more to do with the 70s in my book.
That's why I love it.
I could see that.
Yeah, like 70s, short shorts, mesh crop top, lots of hairy dudes, big mustaches, and fluffy hair.
Bring it.
That's
all of it.
kinda
I'm
sexy.
here for all of it. Yeah.
Well, there you go, guys. I don't know what else to tell you. I think it I don't know what you were looking for in the podcast, but that sums it up right there. So, Jen, you go next.
Alrighty, let's see. Why is it acceptable for women to wear only sports bras to the gym, but guys must wear t-shirts?
Oh, I'm dying to know this one.
Hey, y'all, I showed up today in just a sports bra. Well, I had just a sports bra on, and I had to stop at Target and pick up a crop top to cover myself to do the podcast.
She wanted to be classy on the podcast.
Yes. So, is it acceptable? Yes. Duh.
I feel like
Yeah.
us dudes need you ladies to advocate for us to not have a shirt on in the gym.
Well, they're
No? Okay.
know.
Okay, come on, Jen. Come on. Give it to me.
I think you guys do it.
When I'm on the treadmill at the
The
Planet
tank
Fitness,
tops, like the low hanging tank tops. What are
Those-
those called? Like the wrestler type.
Yeah.
those shirts annoy me actually.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
man.
I used to have a friend that wore them a lot to the gym.
I like those.
You're gonna leave it right there.
Yes.
You look at that camera and call out Jarrell. That's what I feel like you're doing.
Terrell actually had a full t-shirt on today.
So would you prefer to work out with no shirt on? Is that what we're
I
saying
honestly
here?
work out at home because of that.
Oh.
Because I don't like I just
I have a
don't
hard
go through a
time
shirt.
working out in like a top other than a sports bra. I feel
Well,
suffocating.
I
Like
got
I'm
into the
suffocating.
habit because as a runner,
Yeah.
you know that they say cotton is rotten when you're running,
Right.
And it chafes you. So I was just like, I don't have a dry fit shirt, and I hate dry fit, so I would take it off and I would just run.
Yeah.
And now I like to work out without a shirt on, and that's my MO.
I feel like it's acceptable, even more so, just like running in and out of stores. Not that I run in and out with my sports bra on, but like people don't look
Yeah,
at you
but
like
again,
you're
you can do that.
crazy.
Dudes can't.
Right.
Understand
Right.
there's double standard, Jen. That's all.
I guess.
You know,
The way the world
trying
goes
to-
round.
Trying to change things. I'm teasing. All right. This is for you two. And I love that I got this one. This was not on purpose. Sexy or not, gym bros and short shorts. I think we already know that because
And we just said
talked
yes.
about
I'm
it,
like,
so.
give it to me.
Okay, wait, gym bros?
Yeah, you know, gym bros.
That's what
Like dudes
I didn't
wearing
know
the
that
short
this is
shorts.
Bring her up to
slang.
speed. Yeah.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, like the
I
short
didn't-
shorts, like the 70s shorts.
Okay.
You know-
I've not heard of a gym bro.
Oh, okay. Like a I don't know. What else do you call them?
I don't know, I'm
a
waiting to hear.
beefcake?
I'm
I don't know.
That feels wrong.
Extra beefy in those short shorts.
Quadzilla.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know what else you call them.
Welcome to gym slang.
Yes.
Thank you.
The gym bros.
Yeah. I thought this was a style of shorts that we were talking about.
No.
No.
So it is
It's
a gym bro.
It's a style of
Yeah.
dude. This
That
dude
wears the shorts.
This dude
Yes.
would also wear the overly cut out shirt.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is probably
yes.
3 inches wide in the middle.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we get both nipples.
Correct. I was going to say that. I didn't know if I could say nipples
Yeah, you
out.
can say nipples,
Okay.
yeah. This is PG-13.
Free
If
the
they didn't put it
nipple-
on there.
Free the nipples.
Nipples are PG-13, so I think we slid in there.
Okay, that's good.
Well, I'm glad that's over.
Everyone's uncomfortable now.
Yeah.
That was a good icebreaker.
Is anybody
Anyone
else
else
sweating?
Yeah.
I'm sweating.
That was an icebreaker.
Yeah.
All right, Aspen. You get you a little sip, and you're going to tell us all about your life. I want to know, born and raised,
How long do we have?
Oh, Lord.
not that long.
Okay.
we need the 30,000
Okay,
foot.
born and raised Cocoa Beach. Well, born Little Rock, Arkansas, but I'm a beach girl.
Sure.
Raised Cocoa Beach through and through. I've the whole surf culture, carefree kind of life. I just live for it. Being here in Nashville, it's been hard to be like
Landlocked.
So trying to bring that whole life and world into here. We've found our paddle boarding
Yes.
at Percy Priest. It's
Yeah.
just been
Magical.
magical.
Magical. Whimsical.
Yeah.
What's a good adjective for being out there on the water?
There's a lot of lessons to learn on the water. The
Absolutely.
water teaches us a lot.
Hey Nashville, want to keep your brows looking sharp without spending a dime? At Waxing the City Brentwood, we've got you covered with Free Brow Wednesdays. Yes, you heard that right. Every Wednesday, you can get a free brow wax. No catch, no cost. Whether you're prepping for the gym, gearing up for a business meeting, or just looking to feel your best, Free Brow Wednesday is the perfect way to treat yourself. And did we mention? It's completely free. That's right, free. Every single Wednesday. But don't wait, spots fill up fast, and you don't want to miss out. Book your Free Brow Wednesday now at Waxing the City in Brentwood. Find us on Instagram at Waxing the City Brentwood, or give us a call at 615-914-2700.
Free brow offer for new clients only.
And run me back on how you two met. That's what I'm interested in knowing. Like, Jen,
Do you want
wanna
me
go?
to start?
Yeah.
Well, can we go back though to Cocoa Beach
Yeah.
and you being on the Disney?
Yes.
Oh, wait, that goes back that far?
So
Well,
let's go back to where Aspen had started her early life, right?
Yeah.
So my background was with Disney World and Disney Cruise Line, and Disney Cruise Line ports out of Port Canaveral, which is right there at Cocoa Beach. And Port Canaveral, what is the mall called? Is that what it's?
Merritt Island? I
Yeah,
think it's
Merritt
just like the
Island.
Merritt
Yeah, that's
Island
right.
Mall.
So we would get off the ship 2 times a week when we would port, and they would bus us into the mall, and that was all that was there to do.
Oh, yeah.
And a Hooters and an Applebee's.
So meanwhile,
She
what year
was-
was
That
this?
sounds like a Midwestern dream, by the way.
from right. Yes.
You're from Ohio. You
Yeah,
get it.
exactly. So 2004 to 2008.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
we
so
graduated in 03 from
One
high
of-
school. Yeah.
One of my first jobs was at small that she got ported into.
Yeah.
Working the Nike department in, what was it, Macy's?
and Macy's. Yeah. And we pretty sure we probably crossed paths at one point. We used to go to the Hooters and hang out.
Which I also worked at for a very short amount of
Yes.
time behind the bar. And
Yeah.
I was like, there's no absolute way that I could stay here.
That's
dealing
really
with
weird
these
because I
people.
thought I was the only one with a Hooters background here.
Oh.
Dude, we should have brought our
just kidding.
Hooters.
Oh, I'm like,
Just
wait,
kidding.
what? Fun fact about Terry.
I love how
I'm
available
sharing
you
this
were.
to everyone.
Aspen didn't get her once.
Yeah,
She was
not
like,
at all. I'm
real
like,
funny.
what?
Real funny guy. It's not
No,
funny.
actually, I was like, we should have brought our gear. Like, come on. Are you bar backing? What's happening?
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Just a dish boy.
So that little like crossover we have, and then in 2017,
Yeah.
our boys were both being dropped off at the same time at the drop-in daycare out in Cool Springs, and Aspen was going to title boxing, and I was going to Cycle Bar Franklin. And our boys just gravitated toward each other, and they wanted to be with each other every time they were there. And Aspen and I were just like,
We never even
passing.
saw each other.
No,
We
no,
would drop the boys 9:30, 9:30.
Yeah.
So
head out.
have you met at this point or no?
no,
No.
nope.
So that you just have that much history and you didn't even know.
We didn't even know.
There
yeah,
had to have been times that we were in the same vicinity.
yeah,
That's
like
crazy.
back
yeah.
2004.
Yep. Yeah. So then the boys met, and the little daycare worker that was working there was like, I think you guys are both going to fitness classes at the same time. The boys love each other. You should set up a play date. And I think she connected us, like
Yeah,
gave
she
us
did.
the phone numbers, and we let the boys hang out quite a bit.
And we worked really hard to keep their relationship sacred.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't until 2 years ago that we
Yeah.
finally started hanging out.
Yeah.
So 6 years,
Yeah.
5 years, we would just drop boys at each other's houses.
Back and forth. We
play.
didn't like small talk, and that
I
was
think
it.
I was too
and
nervous to hang out with you.
Yeah, well,
because I didn't want to like ruin a
thanks.
good thing for our
Thank
kids.
you. Same.
I'm like, is she
Same.
gonna like me?
That's a mom thing. Well, Dad and
hold up.
yeah.
Hold up. That's a woman.
Can we go out on a date tonight?
That's a woman.
Which
thing.
I think that came up in one of our text conversations when we first hung out. We were like, how do we ask each other to like
Yes.
hang?
Do you remember the first
outside of the kids?
But do you remember the first like date that we went on? Did you feel awkward? Because I
Yes.
felt so awkward.
You feel like you're on a first date and you're asking all these like questions you normally.
So how did this ended up happening? Because I know the guys. I want to know what the female equivalent of this
Yeah.
is. Is like the male equivalent is we should grab beers,
Right.
right? Or we should grab coffee. So what's the female equivalent? Like that's the first time.
I think we went hard at first. We went
Yeah.
straight to tequila.
Yeah.
Hey, this is it like this. Hey, you want to do shots?
No, yeah, definitely. Hooters girl, let's do shots. No.
Line them up.
Line them up.
Yeah. Where did we go?
I don't even remember. Was it the
That place that
Daisy?
you
The
like.
Daisy.
No, where you get the meat with the egg and the thing.
Oh, Fifth and Taylor.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
The meat and the egg.
You know.
Steak tartare, guys.
Yes,
Steak
there we
tartare.
go. Yes, that.
Oh, so we suddenly
Yes.
went from down home country girl to super bougie.
Yeah, right.
We
yeah, we
bougie.
did. We did just
Which
do
is
that.
funny because we're not very like bougie. We could have went to Hooters
Oh,
like
yeah.
down for
Absolutely.
shots, and like it would have been dope.
I think we're full spectrum with Aspen and I.
So, yeah, I get that vibe from you too, for sure. Yeah.
We can get a little dirty and
You can show up formal,
Yeah.
but then you also know how to party.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's an amazing story.
Yeah.
And I love that the undertone there is that fitness created community for your families.
Absolutely.
I know, isn't that
Can we
Yes.
so
just- Can we just
sweet?
think about that for a second? That's
Yeah.
really freaking cool.
Yeah.
And here
Yeah,
we are.
that's really sweet. I never put that together.
Yeah, right. And we were doing two different things. So it's not like
Yeah.
we were meeting at the fitness class and working out together. So she was hitting that bag and I was
Yeah.
spinning and yeah.
Boxing was like a form of therapy for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. It was church.
Yeah.
Still is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you just hit people, or are you still hitting heavy bags?
I think we should not talk about that.
Fair enough.
Full spectrum. Full spectrum.
I know when to take a hint. We'll keep moving.
No, I've got a cool bag
Yeah.
in my garage, and it's like a trance now. Like before, when I started to hit, I needed it. It was therapy, but I also felt like there was a sense that I had to prove something to somebody. So I didn't fully understand the full compass of like boxing and what it could have given me as
Sure.
a tool.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I stepped out of it and then went back to it on my own that I understood just like the dance that one could have with a bag and how powerful it is. And so when I hit now, it's more like a trance. Sometimes I've got tears running down my face. Other days I'm frustrated because I can't get my body to do what my mind's telling me to do. But at the end of the day, like it's just a beautiful tool, I think,
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah.
for mental health.
Yeah.
I think for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And especially for women, I think it's so empowering to get behind a bag and just let out some aggression.
No, I would agree with that.
Yeah. I
do a lot
wholeheartedly
of
agree with that.
teaching
Yeah.
women how to do self-defense, and when that switch flips, it's a different person.
Yeah.
And as an instructor, I'm like, oh, good.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm wasting my time, and I'm a little worried that I'm teaching something that they'll think they'll be able to initiate and follow through on. But if you don't see them go from pretty girl who's dainty to straight killer,
Yeah.
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 I don't feel like I've done my job. So
Right. No,
I like that straight
Yeah.
color.
yeah, like you want to have
There's
to,
a switch that happens
Right.
for sure.
Yeah.
and it can take you wherever it needs to take you. Like if
Yeah.
but it's emotional, and you could usually tell.
Yeah.
So I love that.
Yeah.
How did you get? What was the inspiration behind Happy Little Mother? Like,
Yeah.
how did we get here?
Okay, so that's where the onion starts to unfold because there's so many layers. we can go back to like PTSD, trauma-filled childhood. And then 2017, I started a nonprofit, and it was about loving somebody battling addiction. So it was just like my family story, being a child, seeing addiction firsthand, and just living with it, coping with it, learning how to find peace in a world that you have zero control over. And this, I was like 5, very young.
Yeah.
So when I started boxing is when I found my power of like wanting to speak out loud and tell my story. And I just wasn't scared anymore. So I started my nonprofit, 2020 hit, which the nonprofit Rebel for a Change, immensely beautiful, successful. We did community events called Love Club, where I wanted to invite people into my world of hitting a bag, fighting back for your power, like getting on a bike, writing down on the mirror what they're fighting for, like visually being able to see it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was dope. What we did was beautiful and intense, but it was me telling my story over and over again, which that was the kicker. That was the very difficult part. And when 2020 came around, the dynamics in my family shifted. And so my story shifted, and I got to a place where it felt more dangerous to move forward with it.
Yeah.
So started going to therapy. I went to EMDR therapy, which is, do you know EMDR therapy? Jen,
No.
you've never tried
No.
EMDR either. So it's a type of therapy that it connects with tapping and moving your finger, and you follow the therapist and you freaking deep dive. Like you're going hardcore. And it's wild. It has a way of taking away the emotional connection to a memory.
Okay.
So if you're suffering from PTSD, it is a beautiful tool, EMDR therapy. And so I could start to talk about these really difficult things without crying, and more just remembering it without the emotional attack.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah. It's incredible. And my therapist was like, "Hey, Aspen, like, I know that Rebel for Change is like your child, but I think that you need to perhaps move on a different healing journey." And then that's where Happy Little Mother came. I just started sinking myself back into motherhood and healing myself into motherhood. But it wasn't me healing from motherhood. It was me healing my inner child
Sure.
Yeah.
through being a mother.
Yeah.
And I think that was the biggest kicker for me is, I go back to talking about doing boxing. And when I first started, I felt like I had something to prove to other people. It was just this idea that I didn't fully heal myself. So as I moved into Happy Little Mother and moved back into fitness, I was healing my inner child, which allowed fitness to be a totally different aspect, boxing to be a totally different aspect for healing. So I started talking about it on Instagram, sharing my journey of healing the inner child and EMDR therapy, and it just became a conversation.
And this wasn't that long ago.
No. This was...
Because I feel like I've known you since you started, and this thing is just shut straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been really awesome. So we started Happy Little Mother in 2021?
Yeah. I think, when you started doing the bracelets and your jewelry. Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't even know what I was doing, right? Like, there was no idea for having a lifestyle brand. There was no idea for like the big picture, which I'm so grateful for. Like, I wasn't working towards something other than a message and community, because I missed that. I wanted that nonprofit aspect of community and healing, but somehow not the intensity of the language I was speaking before.
That I've found that in business in general, like doing business coaching with folks, like that is normally the undertones of what makes something successful.
Yeah.
Is a mission and community driven.
Yeah.
And no real idea where it's going to go from
Yeah.
there. We can develop vision, and you will, and then it will, you'll reimagine it probably several different times in the journey. So great work.
Yeah, it's I think not having any kind of direction is special.
Yeah, there's a beauty to it.
Yeah.
You know, it's a blank canvas.
Yeah.
sometimes that blank canvas can terrify you.
Oh, hell yeah.
So tell
I'm
me
terrified right now.
Just tell me about that right now.
She's had her moments. We all do.
No, okay, so recently, like, I had to shut the business down. Like, just really had a terrifying moment of, like, I can't keep this all together. What's happening? How did I get here? Just
There
a
was
lot of
moving parts for you. Yeah.
I can see it going fast.
Yeah, so going back, though, to, like, 2021, talking about my story, creating a community around it. It quickly moved and developed into having an opportunity to create like motherly goods. And there's a lot of like cool mama bear stuff, but I'm like, wait, can I say freaking
PG-13.
freaking let's talk about how powerful mother is,
Yes,
right? And like
yes.
and the title mother. And so I think anybody who fights back for their happiness, they've got this like strength piece. And so we started making motherly goods around the name Mother, Happy Little Mother. And so now it's this beautiful community of, I don't know how many people we have.
I can't tell you, but what I've found most, or I guess what I love the most about your brand and the community that you've created, even if it's just via social, it's allowed women to be comfortable being mom, but also being themselves.
Powerful.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not that I got lost in momhood, not that that's a bad thing.
Sure.
But I think where the generation we are now, we like to have our identity as well as motherhood.
Well, and if I could speak to that,
Yeah.
I know the lone dude in the room.
Yeah.
But I've, with me and, I've been a trainer for 20 years and 80% of my clientele has been women.
Yeah.
Been married for almost 24 years. Like the undertones to a lot of the clients I've had is their search for identity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when the last thing they remember, the last person they remember being was before their kids.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Which on some level is a bit of a bummer.
Yeah.
I think that when they reflect on that, but they're only reflecting on the physical image, the reflection.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's only 10% of who you are. So helping ladies understand that sure, that played a part in who you are now, but it's not who you are, nor is the job of being a mother.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's empowering and powerful, but it's still not who you are.
Yes.
Right? You're so much more complex than that.
Yes.
Working with women on that level is I guess I feel like I'm saying the same things you're saying, right?
Yeah.
You giving women a platform to celebrate this moment in their life.
Yes.
Even if it is with a lifestyle brand, like it's still something. Like you're
And
bringing
it's almost,
attention to it.
It's almost giving them permission to like step back into themselves again.
Yeah,
Right.
100%.
And like this carefree, sexy human that they once remembered themselves to be. And I mean, I remember when my identity was being a mother and I loved it, but there was a time where I missed who I was.
Sure.
And finding that person again was really powerful, still is. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's a ebb and flow. We come in and out of it, but it's been really beautiful to watch the community of Happy Little Mother find their identity within it.
Yeah.
Allow them to find their sensuality again.
It's empowerment, really.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 What's the tagline? Because it could be, you still are.
Mother,
Fill
you
it in.
still are.
Fill in the blank. Still are you.
Well, maybe we need to think of it.
I know. I'm like, I don't think we have yet. We haven't played with that
I'll
one.
get your number before you leave and we'll start a group chat. This is what I do. Taglines is what I do.
We
It
have
may not
Mother
come to me right
Trucker.
away.
Yeah.
No, that's a really cool thing. And it feels in part very purposeful, but also accidental. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like accidentally awesome.
Yeah.
I remember like coming out of Rebel for Change and I was like talking with, I call her my wife, best friend, Beth, of like 20 years. And I was like, we got to think of a new name, a new Instagram name. I don't know what we're going to do, but like we need something. And like 2:00 in the morning, we stumble across Happy Little Mother. And I'm like, no freaking way that's going to be available. Happy Little Mother Instagram available.
Yep.
GoDaddy, happylittle.mother.com available. And I'm like,
Done.
we're rolling.
Yeah.
I don't know what
I love that.
I don't know what we're rolling with, but we're gonna do something, and it's been epic. And now we're in the phase where we're bringing the fitness aspect
Yes. Yeah.
into Happy Little Mother, and we're bringing these events that we had with Rebel for a Change into Happy Little Mother.
Yep.
And we're bringing these partnerships with Mamaya Health, where we're able to give back to maternal mental health.
Right.
So what I think is so sick about the brand is like, if it was just like a lifestyle brand of pretty pictures, I couldn't do it.
Sure.
Like, there's no fucking way.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I can't get behind something that is just aesthetically pleasing. There has to be that pillar of mental health. And so now that we have that, it feels like it's made full circle from childhood trauma to Rebel to where we're at now. And I feel so fortunate that Jen has like come and walked alongside of me
Yeah.
in some of these recent projects that we're doing.
Yeah, and it's been fun. I
Yeah.
mean, you have one heck of a brain, girl. Your creative side, and
She says that to me all the time.
I'm like,
Aspen just sees things.
I
Dude,
know.
Did you see the social experiment we did
I
in
did.
Nashville?
Yes,
Yeah.
that was so much fun.
sick.
Yeah, yeah.
And I would love to do. Like,
We would
I wanna
love to do
something like
more.
that
Yeah,
for NFM.
yeah,
Yeah. That's
yeah.
brilliant. That type of thinking.
It was so much fun because we were like, okay, we've got this event coming up from Amaya Health,
Yeah.
movement, mental health, all the things, like, you know, pairing it all together.
Right.
And I was like, how are we going to promote it? Like, I don't just want to hand out flyers
yeah.
for an event. Like, we have to be creative. We've got to get the community involved. We got to bring kindness,
Sure.
all the moving parts. And so it was sort of like a second segue from the event. And
Right.
So yeah,
And it was fun to see. I mean, at first people kind of were like, just would walk by, not really sure what they were looking at. And then some
Yeah.
people would come up and look at it and read it and kind of look around. And we were trying to hide out of the way.
Yeah. And so
With the
like,
camera rolling at the same time.
so to bring a visual to podcast world, 'cause
Yes.
podcast world doesn't know what we're
Right,
talking about.
right.
We had these flyers, and it said, what it said.
They were
a-
tabs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had tabs on the bottom.
Take what you need.
Pick a
Yeah.
flower, give it to a stranger.
Yeah.
And so the idea was, who is gonna see outside their world? You know, we're all like this.
Yeah, a
they're
lot.
friends,
Who,
right.
Like there were a lot of different like moving parts to it to just see where we're at today. Who's looking? Who is brave enough maybe to be involved in something they have no idea what's about to happen?
Yeah.
But it was super simple. Like take a flower and give it to a stranger. And so the hope for me was to get like the meat and potatoes of it. Like I wanted to see that conversation happen between strangers. I wanted to see that hug. Perhaps like this random whatever.
Yeah.
I wanted to see strangers sort of just connect in any given moment where they didn't expect it. And it happened.
Yeah.
And it was
and it
really
did. There was a few.
sweet.
Yeah, there was
It was
some really
cool.
sweet
Like
moments we
there
caught.
was this one woman who picked a flower and she's looking and you could
Mm-hmm.
see like she was driven looking for the right person.
Yeah.
And she's walking and I'm following behind her. Like, I'm like, I didn't know what we were going to do. I mean, it was just fly by the seat. Like we're going to figure it out. So she's
Yeah.
walking. I'm a creeper behind her, like videoing. And she finds this lone guy all by himself.
Yeah.
And she's talking to him and she gives him a flower and then she's like, can I get a picture with you? And it's just sort of that thing, that
Kindness.
connection. And
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
yeah, I mean, I'd like to do more. I would like to see it grow. I'd like to, I don't know, maybe mic up and have some real conversations with people of like, how has kindness shifted you? Or like bring the idea of like mental health to a conversation with somebody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. And I imagine this has done a lot for your journey, right, through mental health and healing as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've
think-
made myself
yeah.
very uncomfortable.
Good. Because there's growth on
like
the
right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's growth on the other side.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that if you don't lean into the uncomfortable feelings when they happen, you miss the opportunity.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if you're uncomfortable now, feed on that. Because once you sort of get out of that space, you lose whatever magic would have happened there. Because I
Yeah.
have felt that
Yeah, I would agree
many a
with that.
times.
100%. Well, we talked about, I want to make sure I say it right, Mamaya Health.
Yeah.
And maybe, Jen, you can go into this a little bit more for me. Give everybody a little taste of what y'all just did this over the weekend.
Yeah.
Talk about the event And what is it,
Kind of like the background of what Mamaya Health is. How
Yeah,
they come
like-
on board for Vote for Mother.
and what they do too.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
that would
really
be
important.
a
How people
question
can
for
get
you.
connected.
Yeah. Okay, so you want to go to how it started? With
Yeah.
Maya Health?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I was like, I want a nonprofit. I want an organization. I want to give back to somebody. I have this really cool idea called Vote for Mother. You know, like, what does that mean to people? For me, it was like empowering women, you know, the whole message that Happy Little Mother talks about. But I wanted to stem Vote for Mother on a cause to give back to. So I went on Instagram and I was like, hey guys, I love tube socks and mental health. And would somebody like to partner with me? And so one thing led to another. And I got connected with Mamaya Health and we talked and I was like, dude, you guys are so sick and what you guys stand for. And we figured we could start a program, the Happy Little Mother Scholarship Fund. So 50% of the net proceeds would go back into the scholarship fund, which would then allow women to receive free therapy who didn't have the necessary means to through Mamaya Health. So there's like the best of both worlds.
That's cool.
There's like rebel, but I can't do it because it's too like taxing.
Yeah.
But let's bring it into the Happy Little Mother world and tag on to somebody who's really doing it well. And Mamaya's really doing it well in the mental health world. So then the idea, which you saw it on my Instagram, I think, I was like, we're going to tag fitness and mental health because it's freaking dope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you see I caught
I
that?
saw that, yeah. Bending those words back.
And so Jen was like, hey, I think we might have something here. And
Yeah.
so you go.
So we were able to connect the two, and we thought we could bring fitness to to Mamaya Health and have them speak on the mental health side and how important that is, but also on the physical side of getting movement in. Yeah. And so that's been really good and it was great.
Yeah.
And we're going to continue our journey on that and see where we can take it next.
Yeah.
And hopefully some more people come on board. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
we need to shine more light on this.
When we have more dates and stuff available.
Well, I mean, just the connection and what I think what Happy Little Mother stands for now. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if we could bring more light as far as awareness goes. I'm going to make you a lot more uncomfortable. Is what I'm trying to say.
boy. Yeah, right.
She sips on her vodka over there. You're supposed to be drinking from the Defiance field.
yes.
Look at the camera.
Right.
I'm sorry,
Everyone look in the
I
camera.
was supporting my husband.
Oh, well. Oh, well. Would you like to give a little
Shout out to the hubs.
to the hubs and tell us about what he does for
Can
a
we
living?
talk about how great he is on podcasts?
No.
Can we just
Oh,
can we
is
bring
he?
Ray here?
Dude, he's so good. Yeah, so I think that was really empowering too, is like to find my own way because
Yeah.
before I met my husband, I worked in the industry, did all the things, was way more comfortable in front of a camera than I am these days.
I feel like you're doing just fine. Carry on.
Now
Yeah.
I am. But yeah, so I interviewed him. So football legend Warren Moon and myself interviewed Ray. Ray was playing still is with Korn, but was playing as a headliner for this event that we were doing. And so yeah, I don't need to get into the backstory because it's long. But when Ray and I had a baby, all the things, life.
Sure.
We went very quickly. I really lost who I was and my identity. And so that was tough, right?
Yeah.
And like almost living in his shadows, which I love him and I support him and he's freaking badass at what he does.
Yeah.
He's like amazing. But as his wife, becoming a mom and just living in now the shadows of,
Feels like you fade into the background. Yeah.
I really did. And he would be on here combating every
Yes.
word I'm saying right
Yeah,
now.
I know.
He's so supportive. But yeah, so I think too, like for me personally, Happy Little Mother has been a beautiful story because it's sort of me coming back into myself. But yeah, husband, he's kick ass. He's sort of good at what he does.
Sounds like he's kick-ass
Sorta.
because he's super supportive.
he
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
No, he's a bad.
That's
I
awesome.
say ass.
Well, I just did, so hopefully.
He's a badass.
babe, you're a
feel like-
badass.
Yeah.
I feel like we don't remember what PG-13 means.
I don't
just means no
anymore.
F-bombs.
Okay. I feel like it's changed a lot, so I don't know.
No, but he's been so supportive. He's on a major tour right
Yeah,
now.
he
He's been
is.
gone for what? 6 weeks, then home 3 weeks, then gone another 5 weeks. So.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
How do you handle that? Like,
I don't. I'm
do you
not.
go or do you hang out?
I used to, but now it's just I can't.
Kids
you
in
know,
school,
I've got
yeah.
kids. I've got my business, and I have to be an adult and take care of stuff.
That's true.
Yeah.
Adulting.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I think it's awesome. I think what you're doing is very, very cool. And
Thanks.
I've been watching from a distance vicariously through Jen.
Yeah.
I think I first met you at that rooftop workout. You were taking photos.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And I started following
Yeah.
you then, and I was like, "Oh, this is a cool thing." Like, it seemed like you just started, and now seeing where you're
Yeah.
at, like, it's mind blowing and very
Thanks.
inspirational.
Thanks. Yeah, it's been cool. We've went into wholesale, so now you can shop Happy Little Mother in stores,
Yep.
which is awesome. We've got the mental health aspect, which is killer. We've got just the social aspect, so we've got a nice little triangle, powerful little triangle.
That's cool. I didn't know you got into stores. That's
Yeah, she did just recently.
And I
Yeah.
just shipped a box to Pennsylvania. It's a store called Song of Sixpence. Song of Sixpence. And then we're in White's Mercantile,
And
Posh.
Yep.
South Hall.
Dang,
So we're
let's
working on it.
go.
I actually have an employee now.
I know.
weird.
What's happening? Yeah. Why did my voice go that high?
Out of excitement.
She's leveled up.
Yeah.
We're leveling up this year.
Do you want to talk about something? Our perhaps
what?
good idea.
What about
Well,
our?
let's go. You got to cough it up now.
It's
you
our
can't not
So
do it.
we were thinking in the spring, our first little fitness event, mental health day for mothers, is going to be out on paddle boards.
Yeah.
I mean, all that sounds awesome, but it doesn't sound like I can come because I have a paddleboard and I love to paddleboard.
No, I think everybody can.
Everyone
come.
comes.
I'll teach you.
That's
Yes.
a great idea.
Yeah, because it's like it brings just that whole like coastal energy to Nashville. I think. I mean, that's the idea. And the water, I think, has so many lessons to learn on it. So there's a lot of that beauty that can unfold there. We're in just open space.
Yeah.
We're not confined. Conversation can just feel really good. And people can take all the time they need, you know? I think that's the beauty about the water
Yeah.
and paddleboarding. You
I agree.
You show up as you are, take what you need, and leave with what you got.
Yep.
There is
There's
the
your
There's
tagline.
your tagline.
Well done.
We just finished that there. Don't leave them hanging.
Hit the rock.
Wait, pass it down.
Pass it.
That was amazing. On that note, we're going to take a quick break.
Yeah.
And then we'll come right back.
Welcome to Game Day Men's Health in Green Hills in Nashville, Tennessee. We are a men's health clinic. We're doing a lot with testosterone replacement therapy. So welcome to our clinic. What you'll be able to do is get your blood work. We'll send it back to our in-house labs. We'll test your total testosterone, your PSA, and then your H&H as well. So we'll get those results within about that 20-25 minute mark. You'll be able to sit down with our licensed clinician and go over your results. We do a lot with medical weight loss, vitamin injections. We have a few ED services as well. And then we also do a lot with peptide therapy as well. And it is something that you want to move forward with if it makes sense. You should be in and out in about 45 minutes.
Thank you to our sponsors for your wonderful support. We couldn't do this without you. So I don't want to leave this conversation without telling folks how they can get involved. And maybe you can give a little insight to how Happy Little Mother supports Mamiya Health. Like, is a portion of proceeds? Like, what does all that look like?
So you can get involved by one, if you want to see me crying and dancing and all the things, go on the Instagram page.
Yes.
Happy Little Mother on Instagram. You never know what you're going to get in stories. I do tap into mental health a lot. There is a lot of open dialogue for conversation to be happening.
Yeah.
If you want to get involved with the mental health aspect and Mamiya Health and how we give back. So if you go to happylittle.mother.com, we've got our Vote for Mother merchandise there. So 50% of the net proceeds go back to supporting maternal mental health. And so the 50% then goes into the scholarship fund, and the scholarship fund supports women to receive free therapy.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's really,
the
really
full
cool.
circle. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Any advice you want to give any mothers out there that are in that spot where you found yourself?
Oh, there's two. Okay. So one, just don't apologize for who you are, who you want to be. You want to wear colored pants that are striped and make 0 sense because it feels good to you. Do that.
Yeah.
And I'm giving a really silly example, but don't let the idea of others hold you back.
Yeah.
If you're struggling, ask for help. That can make me cry because a lot of moms,
Yeah, they feel alone for sure.
we hold the world on our shoulders, and I think sometimes we get to a point where we're really good at lying to ourselves.
Yeah.
That we believe that we're okay. So if you need help, ask for it. And just create a good community of solid people who support you and love you for who you are. And freaking create. Just create. Get out there and however it is that you heal. For me, I heal through creation.
Yeah.
So really lean into whatever that looks like for you. If it's fitness, just push the envelope.
No, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. So get involved. Go check out the website. Did you say the website?
HappyLittleMother.com.
We've said it a million times, I guess, at this point. All right, ladies, we want to move into our Stretch Your Intellect, and this Stretch Your Intellect is brought to you by Squeeze Massage Brentwood.
Squeeze.
Yes, go get a massage. As Jarrell likes to say, go get squozen.
Oh, gosh.
Which is hilarious and kind of awkward at the same time. All right, these are fun, random facts, and I did this based on the fact that it's Halloween.
Yeah.
Okay.
So these are Halloween themed. This podcast will be coming out here right before Halloween. So
Yeah.
I will start and we'll get to it. All right. So Halloween's Celtic origins. Halloween originated from the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain, pronounced way off how I said it. So Samhain, which marked the end of the harvest season and the beginning of the winter. The Celts believe that on the night of October 31st, the boundary between the worlds of the living and the dead became blurred, allowing spirits to roam the earth. I don't feel like that's that unknown.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. I wouldn't have guessed that, but that makes sense.
Well, I've read it. I just realized it in that moment that I've read this before.
Really?
Yeah, what's yours?
About jack-o'-lanterns. Jack-o'-lanterns were originally made from turnips. In Ireland and Scotland, people used to carve turnips instead of pumpkins to ward off evil spirits. When immigrants brought the tradition to the U.S., they found that pumpkins, native to North America, were much easier to carve. So we found the easy way out.
Yeah. I bet they did. I can't imagine carving a turnip.
Wait, there is some kind of Disney something out there with little ghostly turnips walking around with little faces.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Now I'm going to go down a rabbit hole.
Oddly sounds creepier than a pumpkin.
Right?
I can't
I'm
even
gonna
think
go
of what
down
a
a
turnip
rabbit
looks
hole.
like right now.
I don't know, but I don't feel like trusting a turnip now.
Yeah, right.
Okay. The first American Halloween celebrations were called play parties.
Oh, that's
I think
Go on.
I think we still call them those.
Play
is that
party.
is that P Diddy's house?
Oh, too soon. It's too soon. Reel it back in,
Reel it
Jen.
back in. Reel it back in. No
Okay.
Halloween party this year.
In colonial America, particularly in the southern colonies, early Halloween celebrations were known as play parties. These gatherings, this is what we want to know. These gatherings include public events like dancing, singing, and sharing stories of the dead, with less emphasis on spooky traditions as we know today.
Yeah. It's very similar to how Mexico's Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a celebration of the lives that have gone on for that whole year, which I love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go experience that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
but I also hear it's really dangerous. So,
Oh, really?
but oddly makes me, Mexico City is where it happens.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I might, yeah.
Still want to go.
Still want to go though.
Oddly hasn't changed much, my desire. Well, we before I'll give you a chance to think about this. I want to make a quick announcement, but we like to leave our guests with the last word. So if there's anything you'd like to share, and maybe you've already shared it, you just want to reiterate it, but I'm going to give you a chance to think about that as I give an announcement, which you don't even know this. Unless you listen to the last episode of the podcast. I think I announced it with Jarrell and Will. Nashville Fit is teamed up with Revive Retreat for a special adventure fitness retreat in Tulum, Mexico at the end of January.
Ooh.
So if you're interested in going, make sure you can email us info@nashvillefitmagazine.com and we'll give you some more information on that. But we're very excited about it. Look for more details coming in the way of an actual full-on post.
Did you do this for my 40th birthday?
Amazing.
Sure. Yeah, sure did. Sure did. If it gets you brownie points, then yes.
Incredible.
Yeah, so very excited about that. We hope to do more events like this in the future.
Yeah.
Get out of town events. So we're taking the community and we're going on a family road trip.
Let's do it, fam.
That's amazing.
So pretty excited about that. So Aspen, leave the folks with something.
Okay. Do I look here?
Yes,
Are we
look into your camera.
Okay. These are words that I live by. Create a world worth creating in. You know?
That's great.
Think about it. You know, you have the ability to create the world that you want to live in. You are in full control. Mm-hmm. I want to get it tattooed on me.
Oh.
Really but I think it's powerful, right?
Yeah, I would agree.
So
I love it.
that's what you got.
Jen, you got any last words?
No. Live, laugh, love. Basic.
Jen, do you have any words that aren't written on a plaque at Target? Anything that's
Stay Music City Fit, Nashville.
Hey, there we go. That feels like a Ron Burgundy sign out right there. Oh, that's even better.
Yep.
All right, guys. We thank you for tuning in to this podcast. I'd like to thank our sponsors once again, coming to you from the Game Day Men's Health Studio. If you like this podcast, please be sure that you share it with your friends. On the behalf of Jarrell and Sav, who are not here, and Trent, who's sitting behind the desk here, thank you for your support.
Yes, thank you.